I'm just going to actually direct the first question to John. I mean, John was the president of RISD, the #1 design school. And actually just talk through. I mean, clearly you saw something, John, as leaving the #1 school in design to come work with us and to come to Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And I guess the question is like, why? And also, why do you think there is this transition to more of these design is such a centerpiece now of companies and products that are being built in all these companies in San Francisco or in the South Bay?
Yeah. Well, actually, when you asked me that question before, I didn't have an answer in my mind yet. But I remembered a flashback to roughly 2002 when I was at the Media Lab. And the Media Lab was special because it was the one place that had more computers than anybody else did. Just because it was at MIT, and the Media Lab's whole ethos was, the more computers per square yard than any place in the world, and having the best computers. So students at MIT would come to Media Lab to do research because we had the best computers, biggest screens. And I remember in 2002 was that year when freshmen coming into MIT had better computers than we had, bigger screens. And it was awkward as a research person to try to keep the lab good, so you'd come to lab, because they stopped coming to lab because they could just hang out in their dorm room. And that was an indication of how things were changing, that creativity didn't have to live in the lab. It could live anywhere it wanted to. And fast forward to now, just noticing that over the years, technologists have really adopted a design vocabulary, and designers have adopted a technology vocabulary. And that wasn't the case in the early 2000s. I used to hunt for people who could do both. Now I find them everywhere. I'll find them on Twitter. Hey, John, check this out. I'm like, oh, that is good. Who the heck are you? And they're coming from all over the world. So when we spoke just like a month ago and we talked about this idea, it sounded like a lifetime opportunity, a chance to make a difference.